This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The Trippers, the Grasshoppers, the Hip Ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
You're listening to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Say hello to our friends at 98.9 The Rock, Kansas City's Rock Station, and 98 Rock, California's Rock Station in lovely Sacramento, California, and our friends at Rock 100.5, The Cat, the legendary rocker in Oklahoma City. Welcome to the program. Big one we have for you today as the drug and charge Ryan Castle is in to sit and spin with another 10 new mashups. Ask the Men's Room is coming up, and we will drink and toast with the shot of the day. And our question today, we have a couple stories for you. One being an update on an international airport up in British Columbia, where for some reason it seems that poop is falling from the sky. In other words, planes are releasing their load, and it has been falling on people driving in their cars with their sunroof open. It has been falling on cars on other areas, and people have been covered in poop to the point where it made them vomit and made them sick. And then we have the story about the world's biggest splinter. We touched on this yesterday. A Russian paraglider who crashed into a forest with a tree branch sticking out of his shoulder. He was skewered by this giant branch after crash landing in a forest. The 36-year-old named Ivan was flying too close when a strap snapped as he was near the trees. He lost control and he plummeted into the forest. And then a sharp log spiked his shoulder as he crashed. Rescuers cut him free from the wreckage of his paraglider, took him to the hospital with a giant log still in his shoulder. He did pose for pictures, which are squeamish as hell, and he waited to have the branch removed by emergency ward medics, and they did. The pilot told the media he had crashed into some pine trees, and at first, he did not even realize that he had been impaled. He said he's thinking, I felt pretty softly. All is okay. I'll stand up and I'll go. And then I looked, and it was a giant log. I tore my shirt off, and there was a branch basically in my arm as thick as a watermelon. And he is not joking. But then he began to joke that he was like the American cartoon superhero Groot from Guardian of the Galaxy. Many people came. I told them, take out Splinter. And they say, no, are you crazy? If we take it away, you'll bleed to death. And I'm like, I am Groot, he said. Our question, what was
He's tougher than me.
On you or in you that should not have been? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, George. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello.
Hola.
Hola. I'm sorry. I screwed that one up. Hola.
Hola.
Hello.
Hey, so here we go. And you know what? I hate to start a sentence with so. That just kind of bugs me. But
Just start it.
anyway, back in 72, I was like 20 years old. And we used to hang out at a bar called the Lake Shores on Pack Highway. And down to the Sheridan at Renton. And my buddy Aaron and I, we were out one night, and we picked up these two girls, and we took them home. And I guess Aaron's girl really liked him because my girl said when we got back to the house that she would only have sex with me if it was back door.
Oh, really? Well, that's exciting.
Yeah. So I said, okay. So we're on the couch, and we're making out, and we're doing all the stuff that you normally do. And then all of a sudden she says, I'm ready. And I was too. Of course, I'm 20, so I was ready. And then I didn't get no clothes off, didn't get shoes, didn't get socks, didn't get nothing off. And I got into it about maybe, I don't know, 4 strokes or so. And she let loose. And I got covered from my waist down, my pants, my shoes, my socks. Everything I had on was just a really, really bad day.
Yeah. That's where that comes from.
I guess when she said, I'm ready, you misinterpreted what she meant.
Jeez whiz.
Man, oh, man.
Okay. What was on you or in you that should not have been? 844-999-OLA. God damn, man. What is that, the Mike Hawk diet plan?
Hello. Yeah, beat the tapeworm.
Jesus.
Hello, Scooby. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola. Don't go there.
What's happening, Thrill? This is the Scooby that you got enlightened with in Brenton's basement when you got married.
Oh, yeah, man. What's going on, brother? We smoked a lot of weed together, that's all.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Well, I was calling to tell you about how I pierced my nipple. Do you know what a finishing nail set is?
Negative.
All right, so a little awl or a spike that they use to set nails when you're, like, doing cabinetry and you don't want the nails to be seen.
Yeah.
Really thin point.
Okay.
I leaned my nipple up next to a door frame and was holding that finishing nail set on my nipple, and I told my buddy with a hammer, sometime between 1 and 10, smack that through my nipple. And they're like, I got to 2, and whack, and it went through my nipple.
God, how bad did that hurt, man?
When it first went through, it didn't hurt at all. It was pulling it out so I could put the earring in.
Oh! Was it worth it? I mean, would you do that again knowing what you know now?
I plan on piercing my other nipple that way just because I pierced this one this way.
Oh.
So you got to go ahead and do
good
that.
luck.
All right,
Dedication.
I respect that.
Okay,
I respect that.
That's all right.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it took a long time to heal, too.
I bet it did. You put a nail through your nipple.
How long did it take to heal?
About 4 months.
Damn, man.
Yeah, that's
so how much maintenance is that for you? So if it takes 4 months to heal, what are you taking your nipple ring in and out every day, like cleaning it? Like, is that basically the process?
No, you just soap up your nipple and run the earring through it while it's all soaked up, and eventually it'll be clean.
Huh.
Okay.
All right.
You know, I can say in the course of my life, and I mean this honestly, and look, my nipples get washed just based on the fact that they're on me when I get in the shower.
Sure.
But I have never specifically felt the need to wash a nipple. You know, like I've never had reason in my life where I'm like, hey, listen, I got to bathe real quick. My left nipple needs my attention.
The Mike Hawk diet plan continues. What was on you or in you that should not have been? 844-999-OLA.
Nipple stuff hurts.
That is what I've heard.
Oh,
Yeah, I was saying Ask Miles. He runs half marathons and stuff.
I taped mine up
That's
the other
raw.
day. I taped them up with
What do you tape them with?
With duct tape.
Duct tape.
Yeah.
So
I
when you
taped
pull
up with-
duct tape off of your nipples, how bad is that?
I basically what I have to do is it hurts like hell, and then I have to grease up my happy ridge, between the
Right.
the sheriff and the and the bandits
And the outlaws, yeah.
exactly, pretty much. I mean, I just goop it all up.
Do you just
I
rip the
gotta
duct
ask,
tape
I gotta
off?
ask, do you put a piece of duct tape or you putting X's on like you're like a stripper?
No, I'm putting just little patches. I got a little tiny. I've got little perky.
Do
nipples.
you have like the little ring of hair on your nipple? I mean, so like.
Oh
when you
yeah,
put-
no, it's
that
not,
just makes it hurt.
It's not
more.
a ring of hair anymore. It's,
Okay,
the majority of it was waxed
Is
off.
it worth it?
Oh yes.
Is it worth? No.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
You know why?
no,
I'll tell you,
not
'cause
that.
You have sad, bloody nipples when you come.
Is it
across.
worth it to do an activity where you feel the need to tape up your nipples so that they don't bleed, so that you can be exhausted and sore the next day? Like
You
to
know
me,
what?
that
That's
is madness.
right, exactly.
That is absolute madness. Like,
I would
hey, I'm
agree
going
with
to do
that.
this thing just because I can, right?
would agree
And
with that.
that is impressive. But my reward is I'm going to be sore. I'm going to walk like Fred Sanford when I'm at work, and I had to put duct tape on my nipples. Like to me, I'm out.
The only thought I could have when I looked around, and I'm being dead serious, and I said this out loud, and someone heard me, and I felt really bad, but I couldn't help it. I was like, I cannot believe they put all these psychopaths in one place. It's unbelievable.
All right, I gotta ask, but then why not just do something else?
I don't know. It's,
Because you're one of them.
Right, exactly.
I know.
Think about
Right,
this.
exactly.
Here
I know
is
why.
this
I know
activity.
why.
I can do it, but by doing it, I'm going to be really sore. It's going to hurt, and I
Also-
need to tape my
also-
nipples because if I don't tape my nipples with duct tape, they will probably bleed. I'm like, what is it about this activity that warrants all
It's like
that?
when you get in a fight with a drunk guy and you're both drunk and he goes, have another drink. No, we're both sitting here drunk. Yeah. That insult seems out.
should have trained more.
And that is not a sales pitch, man.
What?
Right?
Oh, dude. Oh, man. It was horrible too. It was just.
Like,
it was
but what's the
raining. It
motive?
was raining. The
Again,
wind was blowing,
right.
and it was on the Strait of Juan de Fuca, which just blows salt air at you. So it's like you're being sandblasted by a haboob against the wind, and you're just covered in salt.
But
And
you
it
don't have to do it.
sucked.
You volunteer yourself to be miserable and put duct tape on. That's all I get out of runners,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
I know you're healthy. I'm not, and guess what? I don't care. But I know I did
not really healthy.
I did not have to get up early or tape my nipples or stand in the rain early.
And grease
like
your gooch.
everything, and it's
Don't forget
voluntary.
greasing- Don't forget greasing the gooch.
Right, greasing the
You got to
gooch.
grease the gooch
It's just
and the
stupid.
pits. What was on you or in you that should not have been? 844-999-OLA.
I mean, just be less healthy.
Sure.
Hello, Shane. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, dinosaurs.
Hola.
All right, so this was back when I was homeless, I was staying at this motel, and we got kicked out for the night, and I had nowhere to go. And all I had was the clothes that I had on. I just had a short sleeve shirt, and it was like middle of winter, 20 degrees out. And I went down outside this gas station, and I was had my shirt pulled up over my knees, and I was freezing. And this sweet old lady pulled up, right? And she's like, "Oh, are you cold? Can you use a blanket?" And I'm like, "That would be great." And so I'm like, "All right." So she gives me this blanket, and I curl up in it, right? And I smell something. I'm like, and I look at it, and I'm like, "What the heck is that?" And I lift it up, and I hold it up, and she had wiped her butt with it at least like 20 times. Big old frickin' doo-doo streaks all the way down it. And I was like, "What?"
She probably drove away, but you've been zapped by Grandma. Zap!
Yeah, she got me good.
We call her Mean Ma Zap.
Mean Ma. We call her Mean Ma.
Mean Ma.
Jeez.
She's meanest grandma on all the land. Mean Ma. Here's a blanket.
Would you like a blanket, Sonny? Little
Covered in poop.
Mean Ma.
I told him not to hang around this neighborhood. What was on you or in you that should not have been? 844-999-OLA. Hold the line where your call's coming up. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
Hola, bichola. You have entered the men's room.
A 50-year-old man in China went to the hospital last week because he'd had bad constipation and tried to cure himself by shoving a foot-long eggplant into, well, you know, but he shoved it so deep that it got lodged in his abdomen and even started affecting all of his internal organs. When the doctors removed it, they said it left him with inflamed lungs plus swelling and pain all over, but they were able to get it out successfully, and they got it out in one piece. The guy is still recovering. Our question, what was on you or in you that should not have been? 844-999-OLA.
Baba Ganoush tonight. Hello, Aaron. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, what's going on?
Hola.
So, I told Mike I'd one story about thought of one that's even better. So, this happened when I was like 6 years old, and my dad got me a skateboard, and I'm trying to learn to do it. Obviously, I'm not very good. And I had my friend with me, and he was pushing me on it, and I hit like a bump or something, and I just face plant, right? And like this just tremendous amount of pain flares up, and then like it just instantly dies down. And I thought that was kind of weird, you know, and I stand up and I touch my forehead and I see blood on my fingers. And I turn around and my friend just starts crying and he runs home, right? I'm like, okay, this has got to be bad, you know? So then I walk into my house, right? And I keep touching. I'm like, dude, there's like something in my forehead, right? And I go up to my mom and she's cooking, right? And I'm like, Mom, I think there's a rock stuck in my head. And she's like, oh, okay, you know, whatever. I'm like, no, Mom, there's a rock stuck in my head. I think it fell down. And she told me to stop exaggerating, but then she turns around and she was like cooking, and she drops the pan of all the food and everything and starts screaming. And she calls 911, right? And I'm saying, like, it still doesn't even hurt, which is the weirdest thing. And I just kept picking at it and picking at it and picking at it. And I finally got it out, and this rock that was like maybe half the size, I guess it was more of a pebble, but it was like half the size of a marble. It just like, bam, been embedded just above my eyebrow. And I ended up going to the hospital and stuff, and it was weird. As they said, it wasn't broken, but it like left a little divot in my skull. And cool thing about it was, though, is like for like 6 or 7 months, I could take a pencil and stick the eraser in there.
That is cool. Did you ever
kid? That's awesome.
Did you ever skateboard again?
Yeah, I'm still not very good at it, but you don't do any tricks or anything. But you know, I could like ride down the sidewalk or use that as transportation, but.
It would be fun if I could do it and not be afraid of a broken wrist, a broken collarbone.
I just like that your friend looks at you, screams, and runs home. That's what it is to be a kid. If you're in an emergency, your buddies are not going to help you.
Haven't you seen that a million times?
What do you mean?
Like, well, I've seen it before where just sled riding or something. Well, my buddy got into a gutter, and basically there's spots in the gutters where the driveway goes across, and there's a pipe.
Yeah.
So it's basically just if you go into the gutter, I mean, there's basically just you're going to have a wall in front of you with a pipe on it.
Sure.
So eventually you're going to hit one of these things.
Oh, no.
And if you get into one, you know, you're kind of your face first into it. So sledding, buddy just basically took his face off. And I mean, he's bleeding. There's
How
blood.
old are you?
10, 11 years old. There's blood everywhere, like just like it looked like. I mean, you couldn't even see what was wrong with him because his face was covered in blood.
So what did you do? Did you run home?
Oh, I just remember 2 or 3 people going, and you got to remember, like, sledding is a fun activity, and like you're not going to school the next day, and people are excited, and there's talk of sleepovers, and all kinds of crazy kid stuff, right? And it just, what the hell, like, oh my god,
sledding can be a little suspect.
Oh yeah. What was on you or in you that should not have been? 844-999.
Backyard looked totally pimp.
Hello, Scott.
Once again, bedroom colors. Here are the 7 words you can't say on the radio.
God damn it.
Sucker, mother, and please keep those words in mind when calling. Now back to the program.
Yeah. This is the point where we determine whether we should go back to someone or not after they've cussed.
I don't know.
I bet it's a good story.
I bet it's a good story.
But
I don't know if I trust the person telling it, man.
And that's what we do. And you can hear it when you call, and you can hear when someone gets dumped, and you wonder what just happened there. Then you can hear the end of the 7 dirty words, and you wonder, are they going to go back? And normally it's just a gut check on your part.
It's just a judgment call, man. Look, I'll tell you what. I don't leave him on hold. We'll get back to you in a minute. All right, man, we need you to think about this guy. You
can't
cuss,
say that. You can't say that.
I'm still laughing about the way he just went in the backyard. Sweet.
Exactly. Boom.
Oh, boy. Hello, Bill.
Yeah.
Welcome to the men's room.
Yeah. Does that work for you? Yeah.
Hold on.
All right. Oh,
Oh, my God.
I'm so excited.
This is unbelievable.
He's got no idea either.
Hey, Mike, do you have an explanation for what's going on? Mike just loves this. He's just back there laughing.
I wish I had an explanation for what was going on.
So who's this guy?
This is Bill.
Yeah.
What's Bill's problem?
He's busy at the moment, but what would Bill tell us?
Bill got a gardening tool stuck in his hand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a really fascinating story.
Well, tell us.
Well, he works for a landscaping company, and I wanted to keep a little bit of mystery, but somehow he ended up with a pitchfork stuck in his hand.
No way. Like it pierced his hand?
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
A pitchfork? What year was he working for this landscaping company?
I have no idea, Ted.
When Green Acres was on.
I just
thought it was going to be like a weed whacker.
Let's just be a PSA to all the callers that I put on hold. We're not just hanging you out to dry. I do plan for you to get on the air at some point. Don't get into another conversation.
Well, Bill, thank you for the call. We appreciate it, man. It's good to hear about
Bill go.
Well, we already know the story.
Oh, yes.
You got his hand with the pitchfork.
Yeah, hello, Chris. Welcome to the men's room.
Chris.
Oh.
Hola.
All right, yeah. This is another, it wasn't me stories. It was somebody else.
Okay.
I used to work at a RV dealership down south in the state that shall not be named. The mechanics decided to come in. We had a consignment unit. They came in, for us to sell. They QC'd it, did their thing. But when it came time to come to the detail department for the tanks to be drained, they pulled the black tank, the 3 little levers. You know what I'm talking about?
No, we don't know the RV lifestyle.
Okay, there's 3 little levers. You got a black tank that's all the poop and whatnot.
Okay.
You got a gray tank that's like shower sink, and then you got a white tank that's fresh water.
All right.
Well, they pulled the black tank, then the gray tank, then the white tank, but left the cap on. My boss decided, okay, hey, you need to do this. I'm like, I got to go grab this other unit real quick. I already saw that the levers were pulled out. I'm like, I'm not doing that. So I was like, I got to grab this other thing real quick. I didn't need to. And just let him sit there, and he squared up like a baseball pitcher or a baseball catcher, square down the things, looking down the tank. Or, square.
What happened? Did the poop shoot in his face?
He failed.
Oh, what the hell was that?
I don't know.
He hung up.
Is that what that sound mean?
Mike?
He hung up. What the hell? Did we do something?
This is what happens when I'm having a good day. All the callers just let me down.
Why are you having such a good day?
Why are you having a good day?
I was having a good day. I was in a good mood. I was
you
enjoying
clearly
everything.
don't care. Yeah, whatever.
Damn it. Yes.
Give me your
poop
name.
Shot all over his boss. That's what happened.
Okay.
He opened the thing and boom, it came whooshing right into his face.
So I bend down and I get in the catcher position, and then I open up
Get
the
to the
valve.
point, people.
That's the black. Oh, no, I'm covered in poop. What was on you or in you that should not have been? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Melissa. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello?
Hola. We really need you, Melissa.
Hola.
Hola.
Hello. This is the first time hello. Hola. Sorry. This is the first time I've been on here.
Okay.
And I listen to you guys all the time. Me and my daughter crack up because you guys are great.
Well, thank you.
How old is your daughter?
Excuse me?
How old is your daughter?
My daughter's 14.
14.
All right. Okay.
Oh, she's got a filthy mind.
Okay. Yeah, no, but this is me, about me. This is a few years ago, and I had a really bad earache, and I kept telling my boyfriend, my ear hurts, oh, don't worry about it, it's nothing. And I'm like, no, something crawled in my ear. I really thought something crawled in my ear. So, 4 months, my ear was, pounding. I finally went to the doctor. The doctor looked in my ear, and he, actually jumped back a little bit, and he's like, oh, Melissa, I think I see legs. And I swear my butt flew off the table so quick, right? And then he went and got the nurse. The nurse came in, and she flushed my ear. Do you know what was in my ear?
A spider.
No, actually, it was. Okay, I'd explained this to the guy before. On the back of earrings, the little tiny things that say made in China, and you can tear them off and they're clear?
Yeah.
They're like stickers.
Yeah, the little sticker.
On the back of earrings,
Sure. Okay.
Toys.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, on the back of toys like that. Okay, I had 2 of those in my 2, not 1, but 2. And I say scrolls because they had been in my ear for so long that they were literally they were tiny. They were like little scrolls. It said made in China, not 1, but 2, in my 1 ear. And the doctor actually, I still have them. The doctor laughed at me. He's like, and it was great.
I thought you said he saw legs.
Huh?
We saw 2 tubes. I think he thought they were legs.
I see. Okay.
It's something very large.
Scrolls.
Do you think that your ear was? Do you think that your ear was made in China?
Yeah, that's what he thought.
Okay,
I was like, oh my, and I couldn't believe, because I make earrings, I do stuff like that, but I don't know where those came from. Still, I'm like, oh my, I really thought it was like a spider.
You said you still have them?
No, yes, I kept them. They're not in my ear, no, but I kept them.
I know that, but I mean, you kept them, where are they? If I broke into your house, and what did I open to find bitter disappointment?
What?
Where did I find these earwaxy scrolls? What do you keep them in?
Oh, no, they're in a bag. They're in a film container. I put them in a film container.
And when they pulled them out,
when they pulled them out, they weren't earwaxy because she flushed my ear with peroxide and water. And it was weird because they literally, she kind of pulled them out. And they were just too, like I said, they had actually went into little scrolls. Like you see, little tiny scrolls. And when she undid them, they both were the same. Said made in China. 2 separate ones too.
That's a very all-American. That's a very all-American story.
That's weird and it's gross, man.
That is very strange.
I don't know why she kept them.
That's kind of what I was trying to figure out.
Yeah,
man. Why would you keep? Well, to be fair, they pulled a rotting tooth out of my head once. Right, there's emergency surgery, and I wanted to keep it. And then I said, why? I'm like, well, it was mine for years. I just wanted to keep it. But her point was, she said, believe it or not, it qualifies as a biohazard.
Ooh.
That's why we can't give it to you. But then she bleached the bitch and gave it to me anyway.
Mm-hmm. Where is it now?
No idea.
Made a necklace out of it.
Absolutely.
You should have made a necklace out of it.
No clue.
Dude, what is that? It's like it's my molar.
Right. I could not possibly tell you where it is.
What was on you or in you that should not have been? 844-999-OLA. Dare we go back to the phones?
Let's see. Hello, Andy. Welcome to the men's room.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores.
How's it going, gentlemen?
Oh, it's one of those days, Andy.
Yeah, I can hear when I was on hold. It was pretty gnarly.
Brutal.
Okay, so a while back when I was 7 or 6, we were camping in Miller, Sylvania. I don't know if you know where that is or not.
No.
Okay, it's right by Tumwater.
Okay.
Okay, anyways, my cousin had a fishing pole, and I was standing about, 15, 20 feet behind him, and he starts flailing like a madman. And, so I'm standing there. Next thing I know, I feel this sharp pain. And you know that blue vein, that big vein that goes down the side of your neck?
Okay.
Yeah, he caught me with it with a treble hook.
Oh!
Yeah, and just as he was about to yank forward again, my uncle stopped him. He saw what happened and stopped him.
Lucky you.
Yeah, lucky me. Every time I tell the story, I cry.
Oh, God, man.
I wouldn't say lucky you.
You have to cut the line and then you have to go into the hospital with a hook in your neck and they have to take it out?
Oh, no. My other uncle, who had a few in him, just decided a pair of needle nose and a Band-Aid would be good. So you got it out.
Hey, man, thank God I've got an infection in your neck, man. What could possibly go wrong?
The good old days.
Don't go to this algae-covered lake. No big deal.
Wasn't my penis. Hell with it.
Yeah, we can make another kid. But no, that's my story. Just wanted to tell you.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, fish hooks are no joke, man.
No.
What was on you or in you that should not have been? 844-999-OLA.
And if you have children and you like to fish, they're going to get them stuck in themselves.
Guarantee.
Yeah.
Like I do
Anybody
as a
who
kid.
fishes, yeah.
I think within 5 seconds of the first time I saw a fish hook, it was stuck inside of me.
That's why, even if you
I mean, honestly, like, hey, man, what's the...
That's why even if you get a snag, man, you can pull on it a little while, you can walk up, man, but eventually you just got to cut bait, because if you do happen to just release that thing, you've got this snapback lure coming at you at like 100 miles an hour, man, like zzz, through the air at your head, you know? It's coming right back. You're like, boom, bang.
See, again.
No, don't do that.
Are you supposed to relax when you fish?
Apparently.
Hello, Juan. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola!
Hola!
All right, guys. So basically, my story, I'll give you the little details, but I had a BB stuck in my head for several years.
Years?
Where was it?
Yes. On the left side of my head, right above my temple.
So you could actually see the bump.
Oh, you could feel it, and eventually you could feel it actually roll around.
Huh.
You could push it.
So you could move the ball bearing around your face.
On the side of my head, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a little crazy for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, I was a freshman in high school at the time, and I remember I was going to my buddy's house, and we were arguing about something silly. I couldn't even tell you at this day what we were arguing about, but for whatever reason, he thought he was going to be funny and, grab his BB gun. And to this day, he swears that it was empty. But, of course, he put it to my head, pulled the trigger, and I felt the air. I didn't feel anything right off the bat, but then I noticed that the side of my head got really wet, and when I touched, there was blood. So, of course, we're all freaking out, trying to figure out, wait, what just happened? And he's swearing to me that there was nothing in it. His mom came home, took a look at it, and, she didn't see anything. So I didn't tell anything to my parents, and I, went home, kept it quiet for several years until I had to get a physical for sports. And finally I had asked the doctor, I was like, hey, doc, can you take a look at this? Because I think there's a BB in there. He's like, what? So I explained to him the story and took an x-ray, and sure enough, there it was.
Juan, did you have it removed, or did it come out on its own eventually?
No, I had to get it removed. The tough part about it was that my parents were in the waiting room when I was getting the physical, and the doctor said, well, we got to do an x-ray. My parents were like, well, what do you mean you have to do an x-ray for a physical? He was like, yeah, there's something in his head. So my parents came into the room to ask me what was going on, and I had to explain to them the story. And, of course, my mother was not happy. Sure enough, yeah, took the x-ray, there's the BB, they showed it to them, and he had to go in there and basically cut it out.
And did you hear it ding when it fell into the plate or anything like that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he even put it in a little glass container for me.
Nice.
Did you keep it?
The BB.
What's that?
Did you keep it?
Yes, I kept it.
Do you still have it?
Yeah, it's actually in one of my bins in the garage right now.
See, I think if it doesn't come from your body, if it's an object from someplace else that gets in your body, you get to keep it. But if it's your original
would you keep
part,
the made in China scrolls?
But if it's your original part, you don't get to keep it. I think that's the difference. You swallow a penny, they take it out,
the penny,
you get the penny, right? But if you got it like an appendix and they take it out, you don't get to keep it.
I just don't know, other than like the shock value. Like if I come over to your house, right, and you're like, hey, I'm Miles, like, hey, I'm Ted, and you're like, hey, I swallowed a penny once. You don't got to show me the penny. I'll believe you.
Do you think you should have like a plaque of all the things that have been in you throughout your life? You know what I mean?
Oh, that would be an interesting collage, I think, man. Probably start with like Legos and dust bunnies, right? The two things. Kids, man, because kids put it. Here's the kid philosophy: if it can fit in my mouth, it shall be eaten.
Here's diplomas, kids' trophies, and stuff that's been in me. What was on you or in you that should not have been? 844-999-OLA.
You could make a charm bracelet for your mother. Like, Mom, thanks for raising me. I made a charm bracelet of all the things they pulled out of me.
Who's this? That's Chuck. We were playing the credit card game.
Well, I wasn't, but he was.
That's Chuck's fingertip.
Yeah, friendship will never be the same. Stronger, never the same.
Hello, Scott. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey guys.
Hola.
Hey, sorry for the. I was sort of doing two things at once there. Sorry for the brown.
But your yard looks sweet.
Yeah,
your yard
so
looks
good, so good.
Yeah. So anyway, you guys got to understand how great your show must be for people to sit on hold this long. To tell
We
a little
appreciate
story.
it, man.
Oh, we just figured they had nothing else to do.
Yeah. That's why we hope it's a good story.
Yeah, very good. No, so hopefully. Yeah, so I've been listening a long time, first time caller, and I really appreciate what you guys do. But anyway,
thank you, man.
I was a commercial fisherman when I was younger, so I was kind of rough and tumble guy, and I was hanging out with some other rough and tumble guys. We were on a boat on a lake over around Clay Ellum. You know, you had like a 21-foot, medium-sized boat. You walk down into the bow area, and there's a little sleeping area. It's like a 21-foot, medium-sized boat.
Right.
And we're hanging out. There's some girls there and stuff. My future wife was there, and we're hanging out and drinking beer, on this lake. And it was pretty unpopulated, so I'm sitting on the stern of the boat, and then I step off onto the swim deck, which is basically. And my fiance at the time, or girlfriend at the time, decided to be funny and kick me in the rear while I'm standing at water's edge drinking a beer and peeing, right? And the little chrome things that you wrap the rope around the tie downs are called cleats on the corners of the boat.
Sure.
So stop for a minute. On a medium-sized boat, a 21-foot boat, picture exactly what that looks like. It's about 6 inches long. They're blunt, right? But they have a little taper to them.
Yeah.
As I'm flailing, kind of like trying to not fall, and she's kicking me off balance, I end up bracing myself with my only available hand, which was the one that didn't have a beer in it, and I jammed the cleat of the boat through the palm of my hand.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Did it bleed a lot? Because when you say rough and tumble, I'm just assuming you made cocaine, right?
That's only half the story. I ended up in the water. It looked like a horror movie because I rammed it right into the cleat went into my palm between my thumb and my wrist, and it went towards my forearm. So it went in my hand like 4 inches.
Damn.
It was a 6-inch cleat.
Oh, God.
God damn.
Party over. Yeah.
And you married this woman.
Good times.
Keep that in mind. That's the woman he married.
We got to take a quick break. More of your calls coming up. What was on you or in you that should not have been? 844-999-OLA. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
We return to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Drunk and Charge, Riot Castle coming up to Sit and Spin. Today we go back to the Strange with another 10 new mashups. Sit and Spin with the Drunk and Charge is coming up. Our question, what was on you or in you that should not have been? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Dave. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, bitch, hola.
Hola.
So, anyways, I was working with a friend of mine on Bainbridge Island down on the spit, we call it. And we're doing a little tear out, and it's up above, and he's on the ladder, and he's bringing wood down. I'm throwing it in the garbage can, right? Well, he brings one piece down, it slips, and it goes right through my eyelid.
Oh.
No, I kid you not, guys. No, this thing is sticking out my eyelid.
Oh, dang.
How long is this piece?
This thing's like 8 inches long. So I got to pull that part out, right? Then we run into the eye doctor.
All right.
Doctor says everything's good, right? So like a couple days later, I got like this bump on my eyelid. I'm like, what the heck is that? In about 2 more days, it was like pussy. So I kind of squeezed it. I pulled another 3-inch splinter out of my eye.
Ah!
Oh, my God. It was crazy.
Yeah, Dave, it sounds like it sure was.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Hey, you too,
Right on,
Dave.
man.
I know you will. I know you will.
Yeah.
I know you will have a good one. I guarantee Dave will have a good one.
Yeah, I get a feeling every day's
Absolutely.
pretty good.
Yeah, you know that. It's Dave. What was on you or in you that should not have been? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Adam. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Loved his enthusiasm.
Hola.
Hola.
All right. So when I was about 16 or 17, I was over in Eastern Washington, and we were driving down the roads with the windows open because it was summertime. And at the time, I chewed Copenhagen Fine Cut.
Okay.
And we were driving, and I just kind of learned how to pack a tin. And so I started to pack this tin, but the lid wasn't quite on all the way. And the wind caught it flipped it open, and all the chew came out and went straight into my face.
Ah, did you swallow
And,
it? Hey, hold on for 1 second,
that?
okay?
Hold on,
we
hold on.
gotta let our stations identify themselves. We'll come back to your story. What was on your NU that should not have been 844-999-HOLA?
The shenanigans continue on the Men's Room Radio Network.